This week we battle more rain and some windy conditions, but nothing to interfere with a couple of beautiful low fell walks with awesome waterfalls and Cumbrian animals, plus some much needed shopping therapy. But first, welcome to our channel. We are retired couple Kath and Sue and have been travelling in the UK and living in our motorhome for the last 2 years with our furry companions Archie and Fudge. This freedom has taken us to some epic spots with magnificent scenery, and there is of course more to come. Well, the last time you saw us was over a week ago, and we haven't done any filming this week. The reason for that is my parents are moving house, and after 58 years of marriage, you have no idea how much stuff they've acquired. So we've spent the last 8 days helping declutter and get rid of loads of things they don't need anymore, ready for the house move, which will be taking place in a couple of weeks' time. However, we're taking a break this weekend from all that hard labour. We're not used to that anymore. So we're taking a break from hard labour and we're heading up to my favourite place in the Lake District where we can have a couple of days of rest and relaxation. I'm hoping to do a little bit of swimming, a little bit of walking and lots of plenty of chilling. Sue might do a bit of shopping as well. So come with us. I'm at the edge of Rydal Water. Now, we're parked up at our normal spot, which is Miller's Field near Ambleside, and just needed some fresh air after all that hard work we've been doing over the last few weeks, and it seemed entirely appropriate for a short afternoon walk for Fudge and I. Actually, there and back will probably be about 5 miles, but it's glorious to be back out in nature, even though it's raining again. When will this rain ever stop? Anyway, you can't expect anything different in the Lake District, can you? Because that's why they've got lakes. Now this is really interesting because I've come across a sign that tells you, kind of indicates there's a footpath here, but there's a very fast flowing river. Looks like there's stepping stones, but they're probably a foot underwater at the moment. I think we'll give that one a miss. Well, we made it back. I've lost Sue. She bought black beans instead of kidney beans for the chilli. So she's gone out into Ambleside to pick up some kidney beans. Chili con carne tonight. See you tomorrow. Good morning. So we finished yesterday, short walk, back at camp, and we're here at the Air in Ambleside. So the last time we were here we were rained out. The time before that we were snowed in. This time we're hoping that it'll be okay and we can stay. Now this feels like it's a bit like the calm before the storm, because Storm Kathleen is rolling up the country at the moment and it's forecast for really high winds. Sue and I are going to have a lunch out today. I'm going to have another short walk this afternoon, hopefully in some of these hills up here. Probably not the ones right behind me over there, but nevertheless we'll have a walk in the hills somewhere. Hopefully it's not too windy, and I'm hoping it's not too wet because we have had a lot of rain here. And one thing is, looks like they're setting up for a park run just over here. They've been laying out the cones and it looks like the marshals are there, so I would imagine it's the Saturday park run, which starts about 9 o'clock. Anyway, hopefully see you later at lunch. Well, Sue's out shopping. Well, in shopping, she's in the shops. She's got Fudge with her, and Archie and I are waiting outside. And Archie, whenever we go in shops, we'd always stand outside and Archie would always lie down. So at least now he's got a nice, comfortable place to lie, making best use of his little buggy. Well, me and the dogs are sat outside Gaynors Sports in Ambleside. And this must be the only outdoor shop in the whole of Ambleside that actually doesn't let dogs in. It's quite bizarre, and it's been the same for many years. And yet all the other outdoor shops let them in. Anyway, it's a big store, and that's where Sue is at the moment. Well, after that lovely lunch that we've just had, Fudge and I are off for our afternoon walk. Now, we're going to do an old favourite, which is Loughrig Fell, and that's because it's easy and close by to get to before we're in the hills, and the hills are just beautiful. And once again, it's an afternoon stroll really, because we've had quite a busy morning, doing a bit of shopping, having some lunch. That's what we call busy. And the weather's not brilliant. It's forecast for high winds, and it has been a bit blustery throughout the day, so we don't want to be going too far. I'm out of practice as well, so heading off in familiar territory I think is a good plan for today. Just while I'm briefly out of the wind and it is really blustery, I thought I'd stop here. We're going to go up a different route on Loughrig Fell, which is the one behind me. I've done there are lots of footpaths that kind of wind their way across these particular fells, and they're all kind of relatively easy for Lake District walking. So if you've never been to the Lake District before and you wanted a good place to start, Ambleside and Loughrig Fell just does it. We've been really lucky because the rain, it looks like there's rain all around us. I'll turn a bit. It looks like there's rain kind of all around us, but it's been missing us, which is a proper bonus. Anyway, maybe see you at the top. It's quite deep there. We've got to get across this, Fudgy. We've got to get across it. Well, we've hit another little sheltered spot. Just behind the camera there's a big rock, and the wind's coming generally from the south. So you can see behind me there, I'm not sure how well the camera will pick it up, but it's the Fairfield Horseshoe. Every time I come, I think I've got to do the Fairfield Horseshoe. From Ambleside, it's about a 10.5 mile walk, and obviously quite tricky, not tricky walking, but it's uphill a lot and then downhill a lot to do the whole thing. It looks a bit menacing today, doesn't it, with those black clouds. Probably not that enjoyable today. Challenging, but on a lovely sunny day. Imagine being up in that horseshoe and then looking down onto Lake Windermere. This really is the nicest place in the whole world. Challenge me. If you think of any other places that you would say is the nicest place in the world, let me know in the comments below. It'd be good to explore some of those too. I've no idea whether you're going to be able to hear me for the wind, but that behind me is Elter Water. It's just such a satisfying place to be. We'll be heading back in a minute, but I'm going to wait here for a moment and just enjoy it. We've dropped down a little bit now, so we're not quite as high. Got a little bit of shelter from the hill behind us. So hopefully, I don't know what the sound's going to be like. I expect it's been quite windy. So hopefully it's not too distorted that it spoils it, because it is otherwise just such a beautiful place. And just give it a month or so and all the leaves will be coming out on the few trees that there are up here, and it will look totally different again. It just looks totally different every day, because it depends what the sky's doing. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, there is a little bit of blue poking out through there, and well, it's just a smidgen, but I'll take it. There's not been so much to cheer about recently, has there, in the weather, so we'll take it when we get it. So back in Rothhay Park, just a stone's throw from the van, and I found a bench. So, you can't pass a bench, can you, and not sit on it? Somebody's put it here for a reason. And it's quite nice because the view in front of me is the river. I'll show you. That's my view. A few camper vans parked on the lane opposite. And a very fast running river. It's a trickle in the summer, that is. Well, this is us. Just come through that gate now, past the river and back onto Miller's Field. Now I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the field, because in the summer this is actually a field where campers are allowed to come. In the winter it's hard standing, so you're just confined to the bit beyond, which I'm going to show you now. There's the field. It's lovely in the summer when the grass is very firm. And just beyond that tree line, you can see the motorhomes and campers. And that's where we're going. So there we go. Another fine walk. Well, good afternoon. So today is a bit windier, so I've got my hat on, and Fudge and I are going to try a different route today, one we've not been before. It's the opposite side of Ambleside. So wish me luck. The air at Miller's Field operates on an honesty box, so simply pay for the amount of nights you stay. So this walk starts with us coming through Rothay Park from the air, and then up the lane through the centre of Ambleside. And that up there is where we're heading. It's called Wansfell Pike. Now this river running behind me is known as Stock Gill. And I understand that a little bit further up we will get to see some spectacular waterfalls called Stock Gill Force. What's most amazing about this is in all of the 50 odd years that I've been coming to the Lake District, I've never been, or not that I can remember, never been up here, never really been on this side of Ambleside to explore the walking. So I'm really looking forward to this. Well, we are going to get a bit higher. But even from this place, what a great view. It's not surprising they put railings up here. It's giving me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies on height. Let's keep going. It is very, very windy up here today, and the rain is a little bit on and off. So we're just taking a break, and we're heading up there behind me onto Wansfell Pike. We'll come over the other side, back down, and then hopefully there'll be a nice flatter route through the woods back to where we started. It's already proving to be the most gorgeous of walks. I did meet a local though, talking of running. Said when he was a lad they used to have a race, and he could run to the top of this from Ambleside in 20 minutes and it would take him 6 minutes to get back down. I have no idea how you would do that. Well, I haven't reached the summit yet, and everyone coming down, and I have passed a few people who are coming down, have all said it's extraordinarily windy up top. I guess we're going to find out soon. Obviously if it's too windy we'll turn back, but we're going up and over the top, so hopefully when we get to the other side it will be windy, because that'll be the south side and that's where the wind is coming from. But hopefully it'll be doable and we can enjoy it. We're fairly close to the top now, but I wanted to stop here whilst I've got a little bit of respite from the wind by this hump behind me, because I want to show you my view. So along there is the Kirkstone Pass, and there's a building kind of up there, I'm not sure if I'm pointing in the right place, which I'm pretty sure is the Kirkstone Inn, which is actually at that kind of almost that summit where the Kirkstone Pass goes up the hill, through the valley and down into Ullswater. I'll spin you around slowly so you can see what we've left behind. It's a little bit misty, as you can see, hazy rather than misty, I suppose. Well, we're almost at the last section of the walk now. Now, for you, I think it was the last clip we were somewhere near the top. For me, it was a few hours ago. It's been a lot longer than I thought, this walk, but beautiful. I mean, look at that. Now, we still have to get back into Ambleside and go through the town, but I think this is just about the last section before we kind of start to hit the top of Ambleside. So I guess I'm going to see you guys back at camp. Oh, well, that is it. We are back at camp. Now, I know I've got to do the toilet, so I'm going to do that first, and then I can take my shoes off, relax, and have a cup of tea. Well, it's probably time for tea. I don't know what time it is, actually. Hang on. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it's 7:15. That's really late. Anyway, it's been a lovely walk, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. So that's it for this week's video. I really enjoyed walking in the Lake District, and maybe it's given you a bit of inspiration. Now, this week I really want to say a big thank you to Ian Holton for the super thanks. We really do appreciate it, although you don't need to do that, but the dogs will get a nice little treat because of it. An extra treat because of it. Otherwise, thank you everybody else so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Remember the thumbs up if you've liked it. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.